very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the team at Buxton Real Estate, welcome to the auction of 21 Chapman Street in Blackburn North. For those of you who don't know me, Calvin Chan is my name. The listing agent for this property is Wen Yu Huang, who has been working tirelessly throughout the entire campaign. We also have my colleagues here today, Eric, Ben, here to assist you with any questions throughout the auction process. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the vendors for entrusting us with the sale of the beautiful family home which you've all been through before. To the bidders in the crowd, thank you for coming. We've got some online as well. Wish you all the best in the auction procedure. And to the neighbours in the crowd, thank you for coming and for making this part of Blackburn North one of the best places to live in Melbourne. And also to that one lucky buyer, we congratulate you in advance on your astute purchase. This auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that are made available before the commencement of the auction. As the auctioneer, I'll be indicating bidders upon request and the rights to place bids on behalf of the sellers, otherwise known as vendor bids. If and when I decide to place those bids, I'll simply say vendor bid. This auction prohibits false bids, prohibits malicious disruptions by bidders, attempting to prevent others from bidding, and provides fines for misconduct. And last but not least, when this paperwork hits my hand and this property is deemed sold, I'll absolutely take no late bids and offers beyond that point. If you're successful here today, all that I require can use a little 10% deposit of the full purchase price, and the settlement time, you pick the time frame that suits you best. But the sellers have been quite flexible here today, anywhere within the vicinity of 30 through to 120 days, unless prior arrangements have been made with you beforehand. In the instance where you're bidding against vendor bids, you have two options. Do not bid against the highest vendor bid, which means that you'll decrease the chances of being successful here today, as we'll get to negotiate with multiple parties afterwards. On the positive flip side, however, is that if you do bid against the highest vendor bid, you earn yourself the exclusive right to negotiate with the sellers, and statistically speaking, you'll increase your chances of being successful here today. Much better spot over here. A lot of shade. Behind us, ladies and gentlemen, you've been through the property before. 663 square meters of land, 3 bed plus study, double garage, fully renovated. No need to convert one of the 3 bedrooms into a study, as there is already a designated study space. And it's also behind private electric gate. Beautiful word-for-board family home, fully renovated, as I said before. The kitchen has ample storage and a large Caesarstone island bench. Appliances, you have double net ovens and cooktop. Formal sitting area also serves as a private cinema with its own projector. Polished Tasmania oak floors throughout. Huge covered deck which wraps around the backyard, which is probably my favourite part of the house, and also that open plan living as well. So I'll kick it over to you now. Ball's in your court. Who would like to get the auction started with an opening bid, opening offer, 421 Chapman Street.
1,180,000.
1,180,000 now, 1.18 on my left hand side, right nice and close here on my left at 118. At $1,180,000 now. Good starting bid here on my left hand side now. What do you say, folks? At 118. Mark, you can add another property to your growing portfolio in Blackburn North if you want at 1,180. At $1,180,000 now. What do you say, folks? In this location of Blackburn North, look at the house, ladies and gentlemen, fully renovated, ready for you. 1.21. Yep. Number 10 now, bid at number 10. 1.220 straight back at you. Eric, what do you say now? 1.220 at $1,220,000. All the action's happening on my left hand side. Love to see some action on my right as well at 1.220 at $1,220,000 now, back in front here on my left at 1.220 at $1,220,000 now, holding the bid here on my left at 1.220 now. Online bidder, let's get back in front at 1.23 now, back in front here at 1.220 now. 240 straight back at you. Online bidder, what do you say now? At 1.240 at $1,240,000 now. 250 may I say at 1.240 now at 1.240 at $1,240,000 now at 1.240 here on my left at 1.240 at $1,240,000 now. As I said before, everything's happening on my left. When you, what do you say? At 1.240 now. At 1.27 now. Same bidder here at 1,270 now, at 1,270 at $1,270,000 now, back against you. What do you say, sir? At $1,270,000. 75 now, back in front at 1,275 at $1,275,000. Online bidder, let's get back in front. Let's come back in strong. Go up in increments of 10 or 20 if you want now. 1,275 at $1,275,000 now. When you, what do you say? At $1,275,000 now, holding the bid here, holding the keys. At $1,275,000 now on my left hand side. At $1,275,000 now. Online bidder, what do you say? Let's come back in strong. 1.3 may I say? At $1,275,000. At $1,275,000 now, ladies and gentlemen, what do you say? Beautiful renovated property like this. You can move in straight away, 30, 120 days, the choice is yours. No need to renovate. 1.29 now on my left. Interest rates still at a record low at 1.290. No need to organise trades. Get a builder through the house. Everything 1.298 on my left hand side now. 1.298 at $1,298,000 now. Interest rates still at a record low. Take out a fixed interest for under 2% now, ladies and gentlemen, at 1.298 at $1,298,000 now on my left hand side. At 1.298 now, at 1.298 at $1,298,000 now. Standing next to Eric, what do you say now at 1.298? Online bidder, let's come back in strong at 1.298. 1.3 now, $1.3 million back in front here at 1.3. At $1,300,000 now. Put a little bit of distance against your competition here today. Not, as I said before, you're not only just buying the property 1308, lucky number 8. You're not just buying the property here today, you're buying the location, you're buying everything that comes with 21 Chapman Street, all the education, best schools, Blackburn High, Orchard Grove Primary at 1.308. At $1,308,000 now at 1.308 at $1,300,000 on the market and selling, ladies and gentlemen, for no better bidding here today at $1,308,000 now. The property will be sold. A sold sticker will be slapped onto the board here today at 1.308 at $1,308,000 now at 1.308. Gentleman here has been with me since the beginning, is holding the bid at $1,308,000 now. What do you say for 15 now? New interest here on my left hand side at 1.315 at $1,315,000 now. Back against you, online bidder and gentleman on my left at 1.315. Three of you in it here today at $1,315,000 now. At $1,315,000 now on my left hand side here. What do you say, Wen? At 1.315 at $1,315,000 now. Playing for keeps here, ladies and gentlemen. No late bids, no late offers. The property will be deemed sold at the end of this auction at $1,315,000 now. Going to call it 3 times now, so I'm sure and you're sure here at $1,315,000 now. Here we go now, folks, at 318 back in front here with a $3,000 increment, and back against you, sir, at 325, and another strong bid here at 1.325 at 1.325 here at 1.325 on the right hand side at 1.325 at 1.325. Wen, what do you say now at 1.325? Back against you, sir. You're out. Thank you for your participation. Hopefully we can find you another property, but it won't be as nice as 21 Chapman Street in Blackburn North at 1.325 at 1.325 now, ladies and gentlemen. What do you say at 1.325 at $1,325,000 now at 1.325? Gentleman's offer here at 1.325. Going to call it 3 times now, ladies and gentlemen, at 1.325. First call now, 1.325. Second call now at $1,325,000 for the third and final call.
30
now, 30 back, 35 may I say, 40 may I say, 35 here, I'm on 40 back against you, 45, 50 may I say, ma'am, 45 on my left, at $1,345,000 now, at 1.345, at $1,345,000 now. Let's go 50 may I say. Don't come back in strong. Don't hesitate here today, ladies and gentlemen, and miss out on this prime opportunity to purchase at $1,345,000. 48 now. 55, 60 may I say, at $1,355,000 now on my left, at 1.355. Let's go 40 may I say. Let's go 60 may I say, at $1,355,000. Just testing your concentration at $1,355,000 now. 60 may I say, ma'am. I'll go 58 at $1,355,000 now. No late bids, no late offers. Once the property has been knocked down, it will be deemed sold, and back onto the marketplace you'll go at $1,355,000, competing with more buyers on the market at $1,355. And you won't be able to find such a nice property on the marketplace today at $1,355,000. At $1,355,000 now. 1,000 now, 56. At $1,356,000. 60 back against you, straight back at you, bidding with strength and confidence. That's how you secure the property of your dreams. At $1,360,000 now, man, what do you say? At 1,360 now. At 1,360 now. Gentlemen's offer here on the left hand side at 1,360. At $1,360,000 now. At 1,360. 61, 65, the choice is yours, man. As as long as it's going up at 1,360. At $1,360,000 now on my left-hand side. At 5,065, 70, but straight back at you from the gentleman on my left. At 1,370 now. At 1,370 now. Let's go 1,3 3/4. At $1,370,000 now on my left-hand side. Let's go 75 now. Say at $1,370,000 here on my left-hand side. At 1,370 now. Ben, what do you say? Let's get back in front. At $1,370,000 now. Playing for keeps here, no late bids, no late offers at 1,370. At $1,370,000 now on my left-hand side. At 1,370 now, 1,371. At 1,375 now, straight back at you at 1,375. Let's go 80, lucky number 8 now, say at 1,375. At $1,375,000 now on my left-hand side at 1,375. At 1,310,000. 10,085. Good bidding here, folks, at 1,385. 90? 90 on my left, 90 here, straight back at you. Let's go 1.4 now, say, at 1,390 now on my left-hand side here, holding the bid, holding the keys. At 1,390 now, 421 Chapman Street in Blackburn North at 1,390. At 1,390 now. At 1,390 now, let's go in tens. At 1,390 now, may I say, ma'am, what do you say? Escalate proceedings here at 1,390 on my left. At $1,390,000 now, don't be selling the property here today on a $5,000 increment. At $1,390,000. At 1,390, 1,390, round even figure 1,390. 1.4 sounds a lot better, ma'am, and could secure the property of your dreams. At $1,390,000 now, and you won't need to search for a property anymore. Move in 30 to 120 days. The choice is yours. The owners have been flexible for settlement and undergoing information throughout the home. 1,391. At 1,391 now. 1,395. At 1,395, straight back at you, ma'am. What do you say now? At 1,395. At $1,395,000 now. Let's round this up to 1.4 now. Say now at 1,395. At $1,395,000 now, ladies and gentlemen. What do you say? At 1,395 now. At 1,395 now. No late bids, no late offers now. Interest rates at record lows. At 1,395, inflation at record highs. Secure a property today. Be south for a very, very long time. At 1,395. At 1,395, we've seen properties in Ringwood, Croydon selling for $2 million plus. We're in Blackburn North, ladies and gentlemen. Still great value here at 1,395. At $1,395,000 now. What do you say, folks? At 1,395. At $1,395,000, the calculators have been pulled out. 1.4. 1.4, bang. At 1.4. 1,405. At $1,405,000 now back against you, Wen Yu. What do you say? At 1,405. At $1,405,000 now on the left-hand side here. At 1,405. At $1,405,000 now holding the bid at 1,405. Ma'am, what do you say here at 1,405? Any online interest as well? Eric, haven't heard anything from you in a while. At 1,405. At $1,405,000 now. Jim, you want to buy the property as well? At 1,405. At $1,405,000, you're standing in my spot, that's all. At 1,405. At $1,405,000 now, gentleman's offer. Wen Yu, Ben, what do you say? All done, all finished, all silent here. 21 Chapman Street in Blackburn North. At 1,405. At $1,405,000 now. First call now at $1,405,000. Second call now at $1,405,000. Third, 1,000. 5. 411. 1,411. 1,411 here. 1,411 back against you. Ben, what do you say now? 1,411. At $1,411 with a $5,000 increment here. At 1,411. At $1,411,000 now throwing off the competition here today. At 1,411 and bidding with strength here. At 1,411. At $1,411,000 now. No late bids, no late offers, ladies and gentlemen. As I said before, property will be knocked down and sold here today at 1,411. At $1,411,000 now. 1,411. Wen Yu, Ben, what do you say now? 1,411. Late stages of the auction, need to know now at 1,411. Need some instructions at $1,411,000 now. First call now at $1,411,000. Second call now at $1,411,000. Third and final call now at $1,411,000. All done, all finished, all silent, back onto the marketplace on Monday, getting callbacks from real estate agents that you don't even like at all, telling you about properties that aren't 21 Chapman Street and don't look as nice, and for this value at $1,411,000 now. No late bids, no late offers now. Thank you for your patience, sir. If you were selling your property, we'll be doing the same thing too. Just got to make sure all the buyers all done and dusted here today at $1,411,000 today with no regrets of not purchasing 21 Chapman Street in Blackburn North at $1,411,000 now at 1,411 here. Front and center, ladies and gentlemen. Property is about to be sold now at 1,411 now. When? Let me know if you're in or you're out now. Show them the comparable sales in the area at 1,411 now. Still great value, 663 square meters of land per square meter rate. Still very, very affordable in this part of Blackburn North at $1,411,000 now. What do you say, folks? Do I have your permission to sell? In or you out now? Gotta let me know now. Can't hold the bid for much longer here at 1,411. 1,411. And any other bidders here in the crowd? Sometimes some people like to throw a cheeky last minute bid. We've seen it before at 1,411. And 1,000. How about 500? 250? Just kidding. At $1,411,000. So I have your permission to sell. We'll be seeing you next week at one of our open for inspections, hopefully. At 1,411, at 1,411. Get ready to celebrate, sir. Get ready to miss out on the bidders in the crowd here today at $1,411,000 now. First call at 1,411. Second call now at $1,411,000. Third and final call now at $1,411,000 now. On behalf of the team at Buxton Real Estate, Wen Yu has been the listing agent for this property. Look forward to talking to you after the auction. We're at $1,411,000. This property is selling. This property is selling. This property is sold. Congratulations. Commiserations to all the underbidders. Thank you for attending another Buxton auction. If you're interested in another property in Blackburn North, please head down to 7 Kathleen Street in Blackburn North. Also 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom property in Blackburn North. Very comparable, better value as well. So go down and have a look. Thank you.